Hey guys, Andy back here from Mediocre Hobbies, bringing you the next Legion video. This time we are going to be going for the pretty boys. That is of course the Emperor's Children. Those beautiful purple suits of power armor with bright gold trim. Should be a fun one, so stick around and enjoy the video. Okay, it is the turn of the Emperor's Children. One that was a lot more requested than I was expecting. I didn't think Emperor's Children was as popular as they are, but evidently I was mistaken. So we sprayed the miniature black and then gave it a grey sear zenithal kind of overcoat spray. And then we hit it with contrast Mediocre Purple for all of the power armor. This is just to get a kind of start on the purple color that the armor will eventually end up being. It's not exactly the right tone, but obviously for getting a base coat on really quickly, there's nothing quite like a quick coat of contrast. So take your time and apply the contrast all over the power armor. This is one of those schemes that we will be layering up later on, so if there's a little bit extra pooling here or there, it's not the end of the world. We will be able to fix most of the mistakes later on, so do not panic. Just get a nice even coat of Mediocre Purple all over the armor. Next we move over to Retributor Armour Gold. And as you know, Emperor's Children are one of the legions which adorn their armor the most. They adore perfection and artistry, so they definitely like to go to the forges and kind of emboss their armor as much as possible. So even quite early in the Heresy, this legion had more gold and ostentationness on their armor than other legions. So take your time and add gold to wherever really suits you. I did all of the armor panel trim that I could find on this model, shoulder pads, and then the backpack exhausts. Next we're going to use contrast Black Templar, and that is going to be for the bolt gun casing on the miniature. Quick and easy job, just getting the black done on the casing, like I've done for pretty much every other Legion bolt gun I've painted for the tutorials so far. Like I've said in previous videos, I believe that in the Heresy, bolt guns were just a mass-produced weapon. They weren't so revered as they are in the 41st millennium, so I keep them quite standardized. Next we move over to a bit of Leadbelcher, and we're going to hit all the other parts of the bolt gun apart from that casing. So the clip, the barrel, the buttstock, the sight on top, that kind of thing. And then there's also a couple of pipes sticking out of his backpack, which I have done on every other Legion video so far in silver. So I'm going to continue that tradition and bash a little bit of Leadbelcher over those. This is where I want to be a little bit more neat and tidy because we do not want to hit the black with the Leadbelcher paint. Now, with all the base coats applied to the miniature, it's time for the all-over shade, something that I like to do on 99% of my miniatures. So for this one, to keep with the purple theme, we're going to go for Druchii Violet and apply that all over the miniature. Purple is a fantastic color, 2 shade over gold and silver even, so don't be panicking about that. Just apply it all over. Like I've said before, this will do 2 things. One, it'll enrich the purple, give us a much nicer base coat to layer up moving forward, but also it'll act as a protective layer over the contrast to stop any rub or scuff damage, which can happen with contrast paints. They're not the strongest paints when dried, and you don't want any of that, especially miniatures like Heresy miniatures where you're going to play a lot of games with them. Big squads of 20 guys are going to get pushed around the table with little or no care, so the damaging can happen. So just take your time and get a nice clean coat all over the miniature. Okay guys, well, while waiting for that shade to dry, we're going to get the miniature based up, but I just wanted to say thank you guys for the continued support. If you're enjoying this video, make sure you hit the like button down below. If you have any questions about anything we have done so far in this video or in any other part of the Legion playlist or any other playlist for that matter, make sure you drop it in the comments below and I will get back to each and every one of you guys. If you're enjoying this content a lot and want to see it progress even further, help me out, help the channel out. There's links to things like my Patreon below. Thank you guys so much, and back to the video. Okay, as that shade was drying, I, of course, as is tradition, got the miniature based up, ready to rock and roll, so that when we go into this layer stage, we will be taking the model to completion in this video. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to start layering up that power armor. So now we're going to go to the Phoenician Purple base paint. This, in my opinion, is the absolute perfect color for Emperor's Children, as hinted at by the name, Phoenician being the slang term name for their Primarch. So I gave the entire power armored pit, I layered it up with that Phoenician purple just to give it that right purpley tone. Man, I said purple a lot in that last sentence. But yeah, take your time, go over the armor panels, leave the contrast and shaded parts in all of the recesses. This is a nice strong pigmented paint, so you will only need one coat to bring it along. And once it's all layered up, the model immediately just looks like an Emperor's Children. Next, we're going to go and layer up the gold. Now, usually I just hit this with a Leadbelcher. I like that more crude look, but like I said before, these guys are artisans. So we're going to be layering up the armor with Liberator Gold. This isn't something that I thought of right away. If you pay close attention to the gold that's already there, you see it is actually layered up with a little bit of silver. But as I was doing it, I realized that this is making it look more brassy. I did not like that for the look on the Emperor's Children, and then I switched over immediately to the Liberator Gold look, which I think suits and fits the Emperor's Children theme a lot more than the silver did. So Liberator Gold to layer up all of the metallic parts, and as you can see, the gold just pops off the purple now. Next, it's back to the traditional Leadbelcher, and this is just to touch up all of those silver parts as well. So the bolt gun parts, and of course those pipings we talked about earlier on the backpack. Simple, quick stage. It's okay to leave the purple shading in the recesses. It just makes the entire miniature as a theme kind of fit together nicely. Take your time. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether people agree with me with this one, but I find painting bolt guns to be a very relaxing thing. I never minded painting a bolt gun. Don't know what it is. Let me know in the comments if there's any weird things like that you just never mind painting. Got to that stage in the miniature where it was time to paint 50 bolt guns and you were like, okay. Now we're going to touch up the gun casing. So we're going to go back to Corvus Black and just layer up that casing. I like the Corvus Black as it's got a touch of grey to it, which means it doesn't just sit on the miniature as this flat black hole. It feels like it's got a bit of substance. Quick and easy step. When we were doing the Leadbelcher stage, we also filled in the eye lenses on the helmet silver, which means that when we apply this Talassar Blue base coat, contrast paint over that, it will immediately give us the glowing blue eye lens look. Added some transfers, and that is my finished Emperor's Children. I'm quite happy with the result. I definitely feel like it screams Emperor's Children. If it was mine, I probably would have added some chip and weathering damage, but these guys wouldn't be seen dead on the battlefield with chip or weathering damage on the miniatures. But yeah, let me know in the comments below if you think that I nailed the scheme or whether there's anything that you guys would do different. Thank you guys for sticking around to the end of the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.